Welcome back to another Wrestling with Ski. Justin had so much fun he decided to come back for more again.
As always. Well, if you want to call last night fun in some aspects, but
Hey, I mean, we got to. I mean, they got to keep the story going with like the whole Fiend thing, and Booker T had a hell of a mustache. I mean, so it wasn't all a loss. I
Yeah.
mean, after the Fiend came back, it was pretty far downhill. I mean, we had the great mustache. Hulk Hogan got booed out of the building
in a pirate outfit.
to make it even more ridiculous. Yes, there were pirates and swords and stuff involved. That was just hurt my brain. And then everything that happened after, like from the second he came out of the box. I mean, there were some highlights. Yes, I will give them that. But like, I mean, my feeling really on the whole thing, we'll get into it in part two, more in depth, but really the whole match. Okay. You had your what they were going to do. Lights were going to go out. Suddenly he'd be back. Like they didn't even waste the time of doing that.
Yeah, I really thought that was going to
just boom. Here he is. And you mean to tell me that this indestructible resurrected force got put down by one simple RKO? Like one. That was it. Like, so you brought him back. You built him up to be all this. Legend Killer's going to die. And Randy's the one that goes over.
But in defense, a really great swerve.
Oh, it was. I mean, but
we all thought it was going to be what it was going to be, and
but
especially when it's your first live audience in a year and everyone's so invested. I mean, you're invested in the storyline. I'm invested in the storyline. Hell, maybe even Oprah was invested in the storyline. But the point is, you're so invested that then it just.
I don't know. It hurt my brain.
Yeah.
I was sitting like just because it was one. I was like, he hit him like 9 times the whole match. Like we literally just watched him go from like being burnt alive to coming back with all that stuff on. To transmogrifying. That's a real word, by the way. Look it up, people. That's the big fancy word of the day, transmogrify. But you do that into the like boom, he's back to the original thing. And then by the way, that clothesline when he turned around and got Randy. Yeah. Like I would like to know why we heard the giant before he even spun around and hit him. Like who the hell dropped the ball on that one?
Or when Orton got or when Fiend got thrown onto the table, popped right back up and mandible claw. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. I liked that. That was cool. That's stuff you didn't see. But the clap of the clothesline before he makes contact with him. So they're going like you could see it clear as day on camera. Like he wasn't even like I watched it back again today just to make sure that I wasn't losing my mind. And no, he really like there was a solid whack before he even turned around. I mean, that's otherworldly stuff. But it looks like they're doing like they're dragging on the story and continuing it. And I'm sure they're going to keep going with it and with everything that they did at the end there. However, they're going to play it off. Yeah. And really, I don't care if it's Bo underneath that mask or not. With all the rumors going on, it's still the best thing they have going. At least the best. Yeah. I mean, really the best thing they had going almost all night. Almost. Yeah. There was a lot of wasted time, like the women's tag team titles match. No offense.
Yeah, just nothing. I didn't really feel it. I mean, great to see Tamina. She actually got through a match without hurting herself. But still,
that body slam outside like the ring between like her and like what it was her and Nia. Like that looked like that was about a second away from being very catastrophic because she was dropping her. That was getting fugly. But again, by the end of the match, Tamina looked gassed.
Yeah, like everyone kind of looked tired, but again, you got to take into consideration it's outside, it's humid, muggy, nasty. It Florida. Just rained. So yeah,
Florida. It's like this Jacksonville. Just as muggy and useless and all that, except there's not as much senior citizens in, really all of Florida. All of Florida is like you just go anywhere in Florida. It's like Jacksonville weather equals Florida weather, except for like the Keys, I guess. I guess they have better weather because they're not surrounded by swamps. But they looked gassed. Natty even looked a little gassed, which was surprising. But again, I think that
glad to see Tamina got some cheering for at least.
Yeah, she was getting Tamina a chance, which is blowing my mind. Like, I wonder how much they hate the two of you and want you to go away from TV. Tamina's getting a chance.
Yeah.
Tamina didn't even get a chance at the beginning of her career when she was like starting out and she was there with the Usos and she was doing like solo stuff. Like, she didn't get a chance then. Like, they really, really, really don't like you if Tamina's getting chance, because it's not like they did anything to build her. Or Natty. Like, it's been what, 3 weeks? They complained because they weren't getting any time. Here they are now. They get the thing. And that was the first time we saw Tamina in like 7,000 years, it seemed.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I mean, when you constantly get hurt and out for this and out for that,
we saw her, like, used to see Taker more than Tamina. And the dude only came once a year, basically. At least with the Cena year. Now he showed up, he did his thing. He had his one time. And I think he was around a lot after, but it was just a waste of time. I don't know. I thought it was going to be a waste of time. At least I wouldn't be as stingy and mean about it if they didn't waste the time the night before with the whole like tag team turmoil useless thing, and they put the SmackDown tag titles on there because that was a way better match than either of those two, and that was on Fox Basic TV right there. They put that, like, the women's one could have, granted though, think about the ratings that they, like, the rating drop they would have had if they put that women's match on SmackDown. Everyone been like, no. Like, how about no?
Well, Vince made a promise to Fox, and as far as viewership was concerned, and you got to do what you got to do to meet the criteria.
How about you just do what we used to do? Make compelling storylines and characters that people care about. Don't just wait for a show that we've been waiting for over a year and just throw some together at the last second. Which is my biggest complaint about the whole WrestleMania thing. That could have been so good. And that's what we like. Look at night two's card, like we said yesterday. Like, that had the possibility to just be epic. And I mean, at one point during Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match, which was a great match, Logan Paul was getting a chance instead of people like Kevin and Sami. Like, Logan Paul. Yeah. Like, the only thing I know he ever did was get knocked out. And then they created a bunch of memes of him just dead to the world. Like, that's all I know about him. But he was getting chance in that match. It just seemed I don't know. It just seemed off. Everything seemed off.
I mean, the match itself, though,
was phenomenal.
Blow for blow, as we said, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens know a lot about each other, and I liked it overall.
I love the match. I love the match. It was a great story. Went back and forth, and that damn neck breaker thing that Kevin does when he flips him over on this, like that. I don't know why. Every time I see him drop like the back of their neck on his knee, I know it's not hurting them, but damn, does that look mean? Don't sign me up for that. And Kevin got to go over again. I mean, but again,
Sami doesn't need to really win. It adds to the conspiracy theory.
He could just keep going and going and going and going, and he could lose forever, and no one would really actually even notice. No one at all. I wouldn't notice. He plays it so well. Like, would we like to see, happy Sami Zayn, from back in the day with his short hair and he was all clean cut? Sure. That character was good. I mean, for what it was, that was good. They brought him to the main roster. They brought him up to the roster. I thought too early there was nothing for him. Like, again, like everyone else. Just look at it like Apollo. Look what he finally is doing now, because Sammy's thing didn't work. Bailey's thing. It really, second she got up to the main roster, she should went heel, because that whole baby thing it never was going to work up there. Different crowd, different people. Like, the NXT crowd loves you because they're there with you every week. Main roster, it's like, yeah, sorry, guy. You're going to go to towns where they actually hate you, and you have to figure it out. And I like seeing Sammy be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever see him happy-go-lucky, hopping around. Yeah. Sami Zayn like we used to see.
Yeah, I think not like a heel persona, but just what he's with right now. I don't see any other kind of turn for a very long time.
Yeah, he could run with it forever, regardless of if he's a baby face or a heel. He's one of those great guys. He's right. Like, he could do anything with it.
Yeah.
Anything at all. And I'll laugh and I'll smile. It doesn't happen very often, especially at least not last night. I tried not to yell a lot. Thankfully, people came over and they distracted me from some of the stupid. Which is why I had to go back and watch some of it today. I'm not going to lie. I didn't really actually miss anything, turns out. miraculously. So I can do 3 things at once: talk to one person, talk to another person. Right now, it's watch Mania. I mean, I was holding on like I guess 4, 5, 6 things, but I didn't miss anything. Like it was kind of sad that I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
You know,
A
just
couple odds and ends here. The ghost pirate ship with the drones, that was pretty cool. Like what they did with the
that.
drones this
Yeah,
year was
that
really
was
cool.
that was really really cool how they figured
And
all that out.
the graphics this year, the Randy Orton Viper and all the other. I mean, besides the Roman Reign thing, that's just dumb. But of the other graphics and everything, I mean, really utilizing the technology these days is completely amazing.
It's Roman Reigns, no matter what. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
No matter what. Even though they did a good job. I mean, the sunglasses the night before with Bianca. I mean, like they took advantage of everything finally. I mean, that's one good
Oh
thing
yeah.
that came out of the Thunderdome and COVID and all. I mean, they got a lot of opportunities to play with a lot of things because, well, they had the whole entire arena. They could do whatever the hell they wanted. Didn't have to worry about people or anything, which I think could be a really good thing going forward. Now, when we have people for Raw, I'm going to miss like the pyrotechnics blowing up like just in all over God's creation in the Thunderdome. Brother. See, I don't get booed when I say it though. But yeah, like I liked what they did with all that. Like it was good. It was really, 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 really good. And to finish off, put a bow on that match. Logan Paul took a better bump from that stunner. Still, as ridiculous as it looked, it was still better than Vince's.
Yeah.
See, I got scatterbrained today, but I watch it. It still looks better than Vince's. I mean, Vince just in months and months waiting for Vince to get stunned. He just kind of that was it. His body just at least Logan Paul moved a little.
Yeah.
Poor soul. Poor soul. And Riddle with Khali and RVD.
Yeah. Very good segment. Gotta promote your products, man. Gotta promote the products.
Live the gimmick.
Yep.
Very much so did he ever, but that I was crying. Like, I don't know why I was crying when I was laughing at it, but man, that was funny. And Khali, oh, what the hell? He looks like he's gotten bigger since he left, which I don't understand how. He's like 12 feet tall. Like, I don't know how he got bigger.
Looks like he cut down a little bit too. He's kind of skinnier in the face and everything.
Hey, going back living in, living over there in that weather. I mean,
yeah. What else do you have else to have to do?
I mean, he's teaching. I mean, I heard he's been doing a good job teaching people out there.
Yeah.
To become wrestlers, which is a good thing. But that was still my favorite. Like out of all the matches, that was my favorite segment. Sadly, like all the matches. I mean, there were some good ones. Yeah, I was upset Kevin didn't go off the pirate ship, but
it's all right.
After over a year, it didn't happen. But RVD and them, that was funny. I needed it because, again, I'm still on that Tamina and Natty thing. I'm sorry. Like that was just
quick side note on the segments. The whole
stupid
Bailey thing. Just no, just not buying that Bailey ding dong thing. Just it didn't. I don't know. Maybe I have a short attention span, but it didn't catch very well. And then wasting a spot with no offense, love the Bellas. They've done so much with the company, but that was just kind of dry, stale, boring. Yep. Like kind of like predictable.
I did hear that they're apparently making that they're possibly coming back at some point though. So I guess throwing them in there to do that now suddenly whenever they're actually like, back in ring shape, because they did their defense just have kids like 10 minutes ago. Like, so when they're back in shape now, whenever it happens, no matter what, they can hit the ring.
Yeah.
They can come out ding donging people. And we have it now. Like that, but yeah, I don't know. At least she was on the show, I guess. And we got to see the Bellas. And still doesn't even make any sense how she comes out there, then automatically here's the Bellas, unless they're really shooting for that. Like that was the only purpose of that whole entire thing. I could have lived without seeing Hulk again, personally.
Yeah.
Nothing against the guy, but just go. It's not even his call. I know it's not even his call. There's someone much older than him making these stupid decisions. But I don't know if you heard it, but a lot of the people didn't even want him to be there that work for the company.
Hey, at least the old man made a smart decision for next year in Texas. At least we'll get to see somebody. I'm assuming a host that he would be the host with
better be
something.
How many times I've seen that video now? He better be. Don't worry, I'm sure by
Yeah.
then him and Vince will have a falling out, and we won't even see him. But I mean, if he can't find his way to Dallas, Arlington, wherever the hell the stadium is, to Jerry World, because that thing is ginormous,
Oh yeah.
then there's something wrong. And if we don't have to see all like Nick Foley and all them come hobbling to the ring to like beat up the New Day, like I think we can, or whoever they beat up. I remember that. I know that Xavier took a stunner last time they were in Texas, so he did take that. But Sheamus and Riddle, see, we talked about
Yep.
Riddle all those minutes ago. See, I'm just trying to tell you today.
That's all right.
It's Monday. Processed cheese. I mean, you get it.
Yep.
Very few people that hear this will have any idea what the hell I'm talking about, but that just, I'm still trying to figure out how the hell that even makes any sense. Like that was the weirdest.
Yeah, Riddle and Sheamus, very good match. Noticed near the ending there, it looked like Riddle kind of hesitated on the rope there and kind of got a pretty good half rope kick to the lip. And I mean, he busted open pretty good, but he took it like a champ. At least he wasn't completely knocked out.
Yeah, and he laid there and he hit the mat.
I mean, opens up opportunity, maybe back and forth like we had said, or maybe other talent.
I think it would be great for them because I thought he had a good run with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting better. He's progressing. I mean, people like Riddle. I mean, come on. He completely flopped on a segment on Raw. I forgot what I was going with that. And scoots away. And Vince McMahon actually accepted it and kept it on the damn show. Like, so he's got the old man at least semi-happy. And I don't think Vince McMahon's ever happy. I don't think it's in his DNA to be in a pleasant mood, but ever. But I think they should set it up to let them keep going. At least till SummerSlam or so. I mean, they could fit it in there or until what they call that. Sorry, the next pay-per-view. WrestleMania Backlash.
Well, that's an excuse to keep it in Tampa. Use Raymond James Stadium again and just get rid of the pirate chip. That's all they're going to do. Or maybe they'll keep the pirate chip. Maybe we might get that second chance of Owen doing something crazy.
Hey, but I mean, they could have just dropped the WrestleMania part. I mean, like it could just be Backlash at Raymond James Stadium. And guess what? No one would care. No one would bat an eye. WrestleMania Backlash. Like, bitch, you've been running Backlash pay-per-views for how long? And what, now we're just going to throw WrestleMania in front of it?
Yeah, but then it gives an opportunity to have rematches and maybe right the wrongs, possibly.
They'll never right the wrongs. It's Vince McMahon. He doesn't know how to right wrongs. He just knows how to make more wrongs. Wrong on top of wrong on top of wrong. He makes Russo look good now in his old age. And Russo was bad. Brawl for all. Bad. But I did love the match. And yeah, whether he's barefoot or not, we saw people, slipping and sliding on those things, all night. Everyone looked a little unsettled on the ropes. So, man, I looked at him though, man. I'm like, man, that wasn't like that when he hit those ropes. Yeah, he just took that foot right to the face. I mean, it's already bad enough to try to time something like that perfect. And then you go and throw the timing off. Well, he's going to be talking less tonight because he's legitimately just got kicked in the mouth. And that can't feel good right now. I mean, legitimately, they hit each other every time. But I mean, that looked like it.
Pretty physical.
That looked like it hurt. And Sheamus got the win. That's a good thing. It hurt. Sheamus got the win. They both looked good. I was happy. One of the few times I was happy. Very few.
But speaking of physical, really physical match, and we thought it was going to be underrated. Cruz and Big E. I mean, they would just back and forth, right off of the kendo stick. Yeah. Let's just hit each other till the kendo stick starts to disintegrate.
Yeah, dueling, kendo, shots. That was good. And they did beat the hell out of each other. And man, that helped Apollo and Big E. They both needed to pull that out of them. I mean, it really helps Apollo being the heel. Just go out there and just mollywop the guy. Couldn't find a better phrase, but
it was a good back and forth. It wasn't really a dominative match on either side. The yin to the yang. I did like that they, formerly known as Mace from Retribution, Dio Madden, who played Mace. They actually were able to utilize him and put him somewhere, and maybe develop him a little bit better. I think
See?
I think Dio Madden can learn a little bit off of Cruz. I think so.
See, I knew I recognized. See, I never put two and two together the whole time, but I like Dabakato. Like, didn't we see you in like Raw Underground for like the 10 minutes that it lasted, and you were just out there flinging people? No, that wasn't. I never put two and two together, but I don't know if Cruz is ready to like be the leader of it. I don't know if he sees it enough, but it does give someone else a spot to actually at least do something.
Yeah, with
and
tag matches.
and that's productive. And now we have the heel that they're trying to build with literally a monster at his side. When that always works. I mean, go all the way back to Shawn and Diesel.
Yep.
I mean, have the normal sized dude that's the heel, and then have a monster next to him to do his bidding. Like, it's how they always, hell, even when they first brought Strowman into the Wyatt family. I mean, for how big all of those guys were, he came out there and he just mauled people.
And usually down the line, that leads to
good things.
That person being fully developed and good, and the ring skills, and then kind of opens up the door for the betrayal or the okay, I'm done taking orders from you kind of thing.
Yep. And it always happens. Always happens, and most of the time it does work out good. Most of the time. I'll wait and see what they do with him, because again, he went from Raw Underground to being in Retribution.
Yeah.
I like to not try. I like to not think about how bad that was.
Yeah.
Like when they first started doing it, I'm like, this is a little too close to what everyone's going through, and they're doing it poorly. And then they actually pulled the trigger, and I was like, yeah, this is like bad. This is like worse than something I would even come up with bad. This is otherworldly garbage. And then you heard the names, and you're going, Slapjack.
Yeah.
This is event. This is events. This is totally events. Yep. Slapjack. They didn't come up with that themselves.
No.
Like, you're going to be Slapjack. Excuse me? Like, I'm going to be a pancake? I'm going to be one of those things that Big E pulls out of his singlet and throws at people. Like, thanks, guy. I appreciate it.
Quick squirrel moment. I'm pretty sure if you ever caught a pancake, any of them ever caught a pancake, excuse me, I'm pretty sure it's probably worth something. Throw it in a Ziploc bag and
hey, all you need to do is find a picture of yourself with proof. Well, there's me catching it. See what? Done. True, legitimate pancake from the New Day. I don't know where the hell you'd store that or what, but that's just, you got it. Put it in formaldehyde or something. I don't know. Stick it in a jar. Just don't let anything happen to it. There's people that can sell souls on eBay for $10, which is just a piece of paper that says soul on. People can get away with selling that. I could just imagine what a New Day pancake would go for. I'm surprised they actually don't have frozen pancakes that they sell yet, like they did Bootios and all that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe how long we've been going and there isn't frozen New Day pancakes. I don't get it.
Or unicorn-shaped Eggo waffles. I mean.
Yeah, there's gotta be something they could have done with how much Bootios went over. I didn't get it. Bars. CM Punk wanted the ice cream bars too. He wanted them. On that note, we didn't get a CM Punk chant. See, there was that.
Yeah, I know, right?
No wrestling. Everything's back to normal. At 45,000 people start chanting CM Punk for no reason other than they can. And we were getting like Logan Paul chants and Tamina chants, and there was not one CM Punk chant, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, he would get chant. Like, I guess the right people. Vince came out to the ring, or Triple H. I mean, like, they'd be getting CM Punk chants just because they'd be getting Wutted and CM Punk because, well, we all know how well they all get along.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, like, that was kind of weird. I'll tell you, it's just, I don't know. For the first time with people back, it just felt weird.
And speaking of people back, that Asuka and Ripley match, very quiet. Just quiet. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it was the whole weekend. Like, most of they had a great match. Yeah, I mean, they went back and forth. That DDT off, the apron to the floor. I mean, I thought, hey, Vince, you sure you cleared that one? Why he doesn't like when you people do cool stuff like that. He doesn't want you to hurt your damn self. But they put out a good match, and Rhea got it. It was just so weird. Like, that's the part that's throwing me off too. Like I said it yesterday, and there's people that like to bug me on this thing, and then why are you so down on it? Like, did you hear the crowd? Like, you couldn't tell there was a crowd there 90% of the time.
Well, and there's a difference between 20 to
Oh,
40,000 and
I
40 to
oh
90,000. I
oh I
mean,
know, but look at the Super Bowl. They had way less than that many people at the Super Bowl, and you could hear those mother rocking. And they were nearly as many people in Raymond James Stadium that night in Tampa to watch the Bucks win their first Super Bowl since that night I don't like to talk about. Thank you, Tuck Rule. We could have got it the year before, but they gave it to Brady. But
at least something's normal in the world.
40,000 people plus.
Yeah.
Like, there should have been something. Like, that was silent.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those everyone was so excited to be back. And then it was like, what do I do with my hands kind of moment? Because it was just
the booing for Hogan was more than any other cheering.
I mean, yes. I mean, he got very clearly, but you couldn't hear the Fiends pop. I mean, you could hear the pop, but I mean, when you heard his music going, you still heard them explode when he came out of the thing. Like, there was a cheer there, but there was music. Like, during the matches, I mean, there was like, again, Logan Paul and Tamina got chants, and Asuka and Rhea were kind of like just flat. Like, it was really weird. I don't know. I could just be over analyzing it, but it seemed weird to me.
Well, but speaking of chants and stuff like that, brings me into the main event here. At least we got Roman Sucks in the crowd. I mean, at least he's doing his job.
The whole world will always unify, no matter what Roman Reigns does. He sucks. No matter, except this is this is the good Roman Sucks, though. It's not like before when they just wanted to light him on fire because they were tired of him getting shoved down everyone's throat as a baby, because no one liked him. No one cared. No one bought it. Everyone wanted him to go away. Now it's because he's actually doing his job, and he's doing it really, really well. And that's why people hate him now, which is the important part. He finally, this was the greatest thing to ever come out of WWE in 2020. Like, the new Roman Reigns, finally being hated for a very good reason, because he's doing his damn job. Now, Jey Uso could go away. I'd be a little happier, and it was good. And this is the first time that Edge looked like Edge again.
Oh yeah,
he wasn't he wasn't just laying there going
everybody in that match really pushed it to the limit. I didn't expect anything less, and he delivered. Everyone's not happy with the outcome. We really thought it was going to go a different way, and I'm upset about it. You're upset about it. Many people are upset about it, but for the reaction that it got via, the reactions from the crowd, social media, Roman did his job right.
Yeah.
Another swerve. I mean, and not to go off on a quick side note, but that's why they're probably having this WrestleMania backlash thing now. Maybe kind of, again, right the wrong. I think they did it because it was at WrestleMania. You're going to get the most reaction out of people in the crowd on social media. It's the first event, live crowd. Everyone's excited, and Vince decided, I'm just going to piss people off.
And I mean, they built it perfectly for that. Look what they were talking about the whole time.
Yeah.
Look what Daniel did 7 years ago. Yeah. He got himself thrown in there. Boom. Look at Edge did. 10 years to the day he had to retire. It was 11 years to the day when he won that last Rumble. When he started, and he's going into Mania. It is to the day they already did the Rumble. And then boom, nothing. Really, we just built all that up. We didn't mention anything about Roman. Why? Because we got everyone's hopes up, and then, Roman crushed every single one of them. It was nice to see a concerto, though. That was nice.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, but again, compelling storyline.
Yeah.
You had everyone hooked. Okay, he's going to lose. He's going to lose. He's going to lose.
Finally.
And then he does it. And
then the balloon just fizzles out, and everyone's going, are you... I could just imagine how that reaction probably had to be after they, you guys stole a Super Bowl because the Seahawks decided to throw the ball from the 1 yard line. I'm sure there was a lot of guys watching Mania, just like the guy that dove through his TV screen. That's a great video, by the way, not wrestling related at all, but I guarantee you there were people absolutely losing their mind and things got broken when that happened. I guarantee it. All hell had to break loose when Roman stacked them up and won. I mean, they could have done it. So one guy's, so only, Daniel's shoulders were on the ground or whoever is like, and just have one of them. So he only technically pinned one guy. Like they could have found like, so there were technically two winners, but they pulled it off. So it was just, he used Jay, but he did technically though. For what it was, he did win clean. He pinned them both.
Is there a technicality since Brian was on top of Edge and then Roman was on top of Brian? Because
yeah, but Edge's both their shoulders were on the ground. Like they could have spun it off so they could be like, for WrestleMania Backlash. Like, well, technically only his shoulders were on the ground. Like mine weren't. So they could have had like this big thing, and it was just like, no, screw all of you.
Yeah.
But we are here to piss you off. And I actually wasn't. I was like, damn, that was a good match. Screw it. Regardless, they delivered. They stood.
Yeah.
And they delivered. But that being said, on Spotify and all that, part 2 is coming right up after a word from our sponsors. And for everyone else, part 2 is coming up like right after this. So stick around. Pay attention. Find the video. But we'll be right back.